Hey Thrivers, Jess here. So a little while back I did a critique video where I took a couple of people and did a critique of their shops. Now I plan on doing some more of those, but today I wanted to do a little bit of a sort of positive critique video in that I want to show you a couple of Etsy shops that are doing amazingly well, and I want to explain why they are doing so well. So it's basically a bit of an aspirational video for those of you who are looking to grow successful shops. So I've got a range of different shops in different niches. Let's have a look at why they're doing as well as they are. Okay, so the first shop is Florigami, which is absolutely beautiful. So it's Florian Tuitu. Apologies, Florian, if I mispronounced your name. So origami, home decoration animals, handmade in Paris. Now check this out. How cool are these pieces? So every piece is an origami sculpture of an animal, and I just love this shop because it's so unique, and she has taken something basic, just origami animals, and elevated it into a proper art form in a couple of ways. One, let's have a look at this one. You can see the quality of the paper she's using here is absolutely beautiful, and there's a few different options here. The workmanship is fantastic, the detail, but also, you know, putting it in the bell jar. What a brilliant idea is this? Putting the item in a bell jar. It just like elevates it to something completely different, doesn't it? Like it makes it just look super amazing. So as I was saying, looking through the photos are just beautiful. They're very evocative. They're not boring, you know, they're not just on a white background. They actually make you feel like this could be in your home, like it's showing you examples of what it would look like in an actual home. And then the photos are just beautifully done. Like here we have, you know, beautiful example of all the different colors you can choose from. Some detailed shots here. The tags that you can have with them. You can print your wedding vows on a piece of paper. Like how much does that elevate things? Like, and also of course, if you look at the prices, the printed origami is more. You know, if you get the custom printed origami done, then it's more expensive, as it should be. But there's just lots of different examples here showing the products in beautiful photos. And one thing I love about the photos in this shop is the mood that they set. And this is an important thing. If you want a shop that stands apart, that stands out, you need to go for photos that have some sort of mood and some sort of branding. And I think that in this shop, Florian just does an absolutely beautiful job of doing that and putting that all together. Okay, so, and you know, look at the prices. This is Australian dollars, by the way. So this is probably around 150 US dollars at the current exchange rate, approximately. Don't quote me on that. It might be a bit different, but you know, these are not inexpensive. You know, you might think, oh, I've just folded a few bits of paper, but this shop is a great example of how it's not necessarily about the materials you use. It's about the way that you present your work, okay, and the branding and the feel that you give your work. And obviously, targeting the wedding market is also a fantastic idea and a fantastic way to, you know, elevate your product and reach out to people who might want that special keepsake. So that is a really smart idea as well. Let's move on to Crafter All. Everyone's got a lake. I love this. So basically what Marnie does here is she takes topography and turns topography into art. And I think it's just such a fantastic, unique idea. And of course she has a whole bunch of lakes here. That's her thing, is lakes, but you know, she does islands and things as well. So there's imaginary islands here. You've got Seattle, Otter Lake, and multiple American lakes, Vancouver Island. Some of my family live on Vancouver Island. Australia, look at that. Australia with topography, okay, paper cuts. So this is just such a unique business idea. I mean, this is one of those businesses where you're like, okay, how am I going to market this business? Because who's going to think to search for this item, right? It's something unique and something individual that you probably would not necessarily even think to look for, but it's out there, and she's done a fantastic job of growing this business, as you can see from her sales. And, you know, these again are not inexpensive items. And I would assume these are done with a machine, so a Cricut style cutting machine. So that's, you know, reduces the workload as well. But there are just so many different products here, different places. You're likely to find something that works for you and that is meaningful to you. And again, beautiful, beautiful, evocative imagery here. Like the detail in these is fantastic. I really love that. Let's have a look at one of the listings. So we can go through. We've got what it looks like close up, from further away, and a whole bunch of different background options. So the water shade and the land shades, and you can choose from those, which is great. And there's a few different unique products in here as well. The one thing I would probably say that I would add to this shop, and I mean, it's not like she needs it. Her sales are going really, really well, but I would love to see like an image of one of these like on the wall, you know, like framed and on the wall. That would be something that I think would be a really fantastic addition to her listings here. But, you know, she's doing fine. It's all going well. So congratulations to Marnie for coming up with such a fantastic idea and doing a wonderful job with it. Okay, so the next one, now I followed this shop for probably a decade, I think. I use them in my setup shop course, which is running again later this year, probably in early April. So if you want to know more about that, it's a course that will help you set up your Etsy shop. It's an intensive 30-day course. You can also use it to set up on any other platform, but head on over to createandthrive.com/setup shop if you want to know more about that. So this is a fantastic shop because it's an example of you're not just selling the same thing. Okay, so this is an example of a shop that sells a whole bunch of different types of products, but they work together. So we've got bags, we've got jewelry, we've got wooden items, okay? All sorts of different products that, you know, the old rule of, oh, I should sell just the one type of product. They're totally blowing that rule out of the water with this shop, but it works. And this is what, when I say to my students, you don't have to just sell one type of product, but you have to have, the products have to work together and the branding has to bring it all together. And this is what Peg and All, Margot and Walter have done so well here, is that they have branded their shop so beautifully that it just all fits. It works. It tells a story about a particular type of lifestyle in their photography, and all of these things fit with that lifestyle, and that's what makes it work. So if we go in and have a closer look at some of their images, so we've got some video here, which is fantastic. I mean, how cute is this? Love that. And then more detail photos. We have it in gold as well, which is fantastic. The back of the ring, love that. I love it when people show all angles. And even this, like the dirty hands. Normally you would think that, oh, you know, that's not a thing, but it's the whole brand is like that down earthy, you know, real working people in their home, but still making things beautiful and practical and craft. So it works. And, you know, their prices, again, their prices are good. They are not low priced items. I mean, look at this one. This is $623 for this hardcover leather book, right? That is not cheap at all, but people are buying it. Okay. So just goes to show you do not have to be cheap on Etsy. I keep telling people this. You don't have to just compete on price and try to have cheap items. You can have, can I just point this out? You can have a very successful shop, almost 30,000 sales, with items that are priced properly, that are priced to be sustainable and profitable for you in the long run. Because why? Why does it work for them? Because they do such a bloody good job with their branding. I mean, look at this. It's just absolutely beautifully done. Okay. All of the fantastic photos you could possibly want. All of the photos work together. They're branded. They work well. I mean, I can't say this enough times. Like, this is why this shop works so well. And then we've got really beautiful details in the description. Like, it's a super long description, tells you everything you could possibly need to know. Always a good thing to put in your description. Okay, sign up to your mailing list, get 10% off your first order. Okay, so yeah, I love this shop. I think it's fantastic, and I think it's just a wonderful example of how to do a shop selling lots of different things really, really well. Okay, so let's go from that to convivial production here. This is beautifully simplistic, minimalist work, which I really appreciate. And again, look how beautifully branded it is. This is what makes shops stand out, people. It's your photography and how well branded your photography is and how it makes everything come together. All of these items are photographed to look the same. They've got the similar background, you know, the white wall, the white table, but it's not completely boring. It's got a little bit of texture, and that works, okay? And that's what makes it look so beautiful. So all the products are also beautifully branded, you know, they're all that sort of off-white stoneware, ceramic, and of course you saw that there were some gift cards as well. But again, even though the products are not the same, you've got gift cards and ceramics in the same shop, it works because of the branding, because they complement each other. They reflect a certain aesthetic, a certain lifestyle, a certain feeling, and that's what makes it work. The reason why shops with lots of different products can look so terribly messy and op shop-like, charity shop-like, whatever you want to call it, is because they're just all over the place. They're all over the place in color scheme. They're all over the place in design, in theme. The backgrounds are all over the place. And that's what makes shops look unprofessional and messy. This is the complete opposite of that. Okay, so the final one I'm going to show you is Paper and Pear. So they make spice pantry and organization labels. Almost 100,000 sales here, which is absolutely amazing. Of course, this is a lower price product, so it's unsurprising they have a higher number of sales. That's another thing to remember. I just want to make a point here. The number of sales is not necessarily an indicator of how successful a shop is. The real indication of success is the profit you make from those sales. Because somebody's selling things for $5 who has 500 sales, and somebody's selling things for $500 who has 5 sales. I mean, who's more successful? Who's doing more work? Okay, so just keep that in mind. But this is, again, beautiful. It shows you the products, you know, on what you put them on. You know, they're meant to be put on items like this. And again, what's the similarity we're seeing here? Yep, you know it. Beautiful photography, beautifully branded. Everything works together. Everything looks amazing. And that is, you know, from an outside perspective, what works. Of course, what I haven't talked about here is the SEO, and that is an equally important part here. The actual titles, the tags. So if we have a look, that's our title. Obviously, it's very descriptive, tells you everything you need to know. You've got your detailed description here. You'll notice again, detailed descriptions, very important, even though people might not read them, still important to do. And then down here, related searches. This is a secret sauce tip for those of you who've watched this far. If you are investigating your competitors, go to their listings, scroll to the bottom, have a look at these. These are tags that they are using, and you can use similar tags on your shop. Okay, so again, beautifully put together shop, doing an amazing job. And yeah, I'm really impressed by all of the shops I have shown you today. So I hope you found that one inspiring and helpful, and that it gives you a bit of an idea of what you should be aiming towards with your Etsy shop. You want an Etsy shop that looks like these shops. Okay, they have quality products, they have quality photos and branding, quality SEO. Everything comes together to make a professional looking shop, and that is what's going to work for you in the long run. If you enjoyed this one, give me a thumbs up. Let me know which was your favorite shop in the comments below, and make sure to subscribe. Now, before we go, I'll link here to that critique video I did. Now, these shops are growing up and coming shops, so I went through and gave them much more detailed critiques about the things that they were doing well and the things that they could improve. And I am planning on doing more of these critique videos, so let me know over in the comments of that video if you enjoy it. And you can drop your own shop, Etsy shop or otherwise, over in the comments of that one, because that's where I'm going to find the next shops that I'm going to be critiquing. Thanks so much for watching. I'll catch you in the next video. Bye for now.